the FBTV Weekly Highlights Show. First of all, we have Capital League 3 action on a Friday night for you with AC Carina hosting New Farm United. It's a corner here to the visitors in New Farm. Delivered in towards the back post. Takes a touch off Mark O'Connor's hand, and referee Nathan Scott, little hesitation in pointing to the penalty spot. Connor's hand there in the wrong position. And Jake Goodship with the chance here for New Farm. Farquhar guesses right and cleared away there by Satoma in the end, who now is down on the park. Referee Nathan Scott just over to check here. Stephen Curran getting in the way. Now let's take a look at the penalty take. Goodship sends it to his left. Farquhar got it right. And perhaps a bit of frustration there from Goodship in the end after missing that penalty. Now it's at the other end for AC Carina. Stockman, it's an own goal conceded by Clive Miller. After missing the penalty, New Farm have now conceded an own goal. Unfortunate there for Clive Miller, but the home side will take that goal. Now New Farm looking to attack, get back on level terms. Ball in here and over the crossbar on that occasion. Niven loses possession there. Stockman now for AC Carina. Through the channel for Sawu, and the upright has denied him. Couldn't convert the second chance either. Good clearance there away from Edwards of New Farm. Here's Sawu. Cordova manages to squeeze the angle there. And Sawu unable to get to it at the second chance. Played on there. And now they get to the edge of the box here. Do New Farm. And there's the equaliser shortly before the half-hour mark. Goodship plays it on there for Stamatis. And New Farm are back on level footing. It's 1-1 here with AC Carina. New Farm have won it there again. Here comes Goodship. Through there, and a save there by Farquhar. And now AC Carina clear. Good ball on there. And Farquhar already saved a penalty tonight. Saves his side from conceding a second. And a bit of push and shove here. Curran has pushed over Panabianco. Now, Panabianco had grabbed Curran by the waist, and a half-hearted shoulder or elbow there from Curran. Looks to have escaped sanction for that one. I think himself a bit lucky. The turn! Richie Stockman! Goal of the month contender there. And he's excited by that effort. Ball played on there for Stockman. Too strong for the defender. Gets the turn in from the edge of the box. Cordova, he can't get to it. And the home side now lead by 2-1. Although New Farm will look to equalise here before the break as Farquhar comes out to meet that effort. Moving into second half action. O'Connor. He goes down, and the referee's blown his whistle. But it's not for the penalty. It's due to O'Connor handling the ball. He went down pretty easy. Didn't look like there was much contact there from Dixon. Sawu trying to evade the pack. Here's Sawu again. He goes down. Amarim has the third for AC Carina. Now Sawu, he went down under the challenge there of the New Farm defenders, but Philippe Amarim able to take advantage. And the home side now a 2-goal advantage. Through there by Good Ship. And they have the second. They've brought the deficit back to just one here, have New Farm. Good Ship with the ball on. Stamatis has his second of the evening. Farquhar unable to deny New Farm on that occasion. Just over 10 minutes to play now. And it's AC Carina once more. That shot sent wide there. Stamatis again. And Stamatis goes down. And once referee Nathan Scott keeps the whistle by his side. Free kick here to New Farm though with 10 to play. In towards the back post. Comes to the other post. And New Farm have equalised, but there's complaints from the AC Carina defence. Stamatis, unconventional. He has a hat-trick. All three of his side's goals so far. Oh, and the AC Carina player has gone down. Yellow card comes out. Stamatis has been the hero so far. And the flag's gone up. And someone said something here in the background because referee Nathan Scott has blown his whistle. Good Ship gets his second yellow card. So New Farm are down a man in what looked to be a very quizzical offside decision. And referee blows the full-time whistle. Plenty of action in this one, but it's 3-3 between AC Carina and New Farm United.
Every week in the Highlight Show, we bring you coverage of Trophy Superstore Premier League games. We sometimes bring you coverage of the Women's League, sometimes even the Under-18s, but we never show you a reserves game. When you consider that the weighting of a win in the reserves game is multiplied by 4, it's pretty important to get some results. So I've got Claude Capelli and Phil Randall here to discuss the Reserves League this season. Claude, it's been a very interesting season.
It has, yeah. It's a very tight competition this year. Probably the tightest I've been involved with, although we've pulled away. Certainly from third, as early as last week, it was third to last was only 5 or 6 points. So it's a very competitive league this year. It's just about, my young boys are just grinding out lots of wins. So it's pleasing from our perspective, but a very tight league.
When you consider the weightings of the reserves, as I mentioned before, you get a win, you get your score multiplied by 4. Do you think that the clubs are placing enough emphasis on the depth of their squads?
Well, I know that we do at Logan. As it is, you put your best 14 out for the top team, your next best 14 for the reserves, and so on. So we take what we can get, whether it's a couple of the top 10 guys dropping down or a couple of the 18s getting promoted. I can't speak for every other club and what they do themselves, but I know at Logan we put out the best 14 for the resis that we can.
Claude, tell us a little bit about coaching a reserve side. When you've got the seniors that keep taking all your best players all the time, tell us a little bit about that dynamic.
It can be very difficult during the week, training, not knowing what you're going to have on the weekend. It's always hard to work on tactics at training, so a lot of the time it's really you just get the boys that you've got through sets of drills. We do a lot of possession work at training. That's what we tend to focus on, keeping the ball. And when it comes game days, that's when my coaching really starts, I think, because then I know what I've got to work with. I know the opposition, and we go about the game plan, but it can be a very difficult dynamic, yeah.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully over the next few weeks we'll bring you interviews with coaches from the Women's League, the Under-18s and Under-16s. Thanks again, guys.
And now we're out to AJ Kelly Park for Under-18 Trophy Superstore Premier League action, where Peninsula hosts Taringa Rovers. Lost there by Williams, comes away for Jacobs. And now here's Cook, zeroes in on goal, but Kolsnick able to get down and make the save in the end. Throw-in comes into the box. One there by McCluskey. Gets to the byline. Cuts it back, and again Cook denied by Kolsnick. Similar move. Oh, and Kenman straight into the back there of McCluskey. And referee points to the penalty spot. So Peninsula here through Mitchell Walsh with the chance to make it 1-0. And Mitchell Walsh does exactly just that. Punched away by Kolsnick. Coleman unable to get his shot away. Fennick did though through the pack. Marinelli with the goal kick. Touched on by Fernie. Now it's Hansen. Hansen able to get through the pack. And Taringa have found an equaliser shortly before the half-time break. Hansen, persistence, and beats the Peninsula keeper, Alex Marinelli. Little bellow now for Peninsula after the restart. And Cameron Thompson has given his side the advantage once again. Edelbello, back for Thompson, off the left foot. Taringa defenders probably guilty of a bit of ball watching there.
Well done, Brunson.
O'Reilly slips it through there for McCluskey.
Well done. Brunson, come across more, yeah. Because it comes up this way.
In comes the corner. And headed in there by Adam McCluskey.
Well done, Brady.
His effort is finally recognised. McCluskey heads in from close range. And Peninsula have a 2-goal lead. Long throw in there. Finds Walsh. Walsh goes himself. And another player who's put in a good shift today. He gets a goal now, does Braden Cook. In between the two Taringa defenders and then through the feet of Kolsnick. 4-1 Peninsula. Jacobs. Rebound falls for Walsh. This is Jacobs again. Through for McCluskey. And Peninsula have well and truly wrapped this one up now. Jacobs plays in Adam McCluskey. Kolsnick goes the wrong way. And that's a full-time whistle. Peninsula have come away 5-1 winners against Taringa Rovers. So let's take a look back at the results from round 17 from the Trophy Superstore Premier League. Peninsula defeated Taringa Rovers 4-2. Wolves are 3-2 winners in injury time against Capella. As we saw in the feature game, a goalless match between East and Logan. Mitchelton defeated Ipswich Knights, while Lions and Albany Creek had a 1-1 draw. The gap between Lions and Mitchelton reduced to just the one win, setting up a mouth-watering clash between those two in 2 weeks' time. Peninsula will be waiting should they slip up, while the East versus Logan fixture provided no clarity for the fourth final spot. It will be tough for Roachdale and Albany Creek to make up the difference to East's. Trophy Superstore Premier League Championship table, Lions continue to lead the way, and with the equivalent of 2 rounds worth of points in front of the rest of the competition, only a major catastrophe would see them not crowned 2015 club champions. At the relegation end, Taringa are in major trouble, now almost a round behind Wolves. Ipswich Knights and those above now look clear, with UQFC, Capalaba and Wolves looking the most likely to try and avoid relegation with 5 rounds to play. Capital League 1 North Star's recent run of good form continued against Annerley. North Pine defeated Southside Eagles, Bayside and Pine Rivers had a 2-all draw. Brisbane Knights were 3-2 winners against Grange Thistle, while Holland Park defeated Mount Gravatt Moggle had the bye. Holland Park still on top, Pine Rivers have played one more game in second spot. North Pine and Brisbane Knights well and truly in the promotion hunt. While it was unthinkable North Star could play finals based on their early season results, yet now they are 5th. Bayside, Southside Eagles, Grange Thistle and Annerley are in a fight to avoid relegation. Capital 2, a high-scoring match between Centenary and Oxley. Parkridge defeated the Gap. Ipswich City were winners against Pine Hills. Another high-scoring match as Westside travelled to Redcliffe PCYC. Slacks Creek defeated Western Spirit, while South United were 3-0 winners against Newmarket. South and Centenary are set to battle it out in 3 weeks' time for the Premiership and also appear to be set for promotion to Capital 1. It's looking as though Westside will be making an immediate return to Capital 3, with the other relegations placed not so clear, with just 4 points separating 5th from 11th. Capital League 3, as we've just seen, AC Carina and New Farm had a 3-all draw. Acacia Ridge defeated Kangaroo Point Rovers. Toowong also scored 4 in defeating Virginia United. Samford got the job done away from home. Tarragindi Tigers won by 4 against Narangba United. So too did Ridge Hills against Jimboomba. Toowong take on New Farm this Saturday afternoon in a match that could go a long way in deciding the Capital 3 premiers. It's still tight between the top 6 though, while at the other end Samford, Clairvaux, Jimboomba and Kangaroo Point Rovers are locked in a bitter relegation battle. Capital 4 Logan City Kings 3-2 winners against Logan Village. Barton Latrobe was 6-2 winners against Greenbank. North Brisbane had a 3-0 win against Brighton Bulldogs, while Maroondah had the bye. Another win for Barton Latrobe sees them retain top place. Maroondah look good for a final spot, with only Logan Village out of that race at the moment. Brisbane Women's Premier League, Eastern Suburbs 5-1 winners against UQFC. Mitchelton 4-0 in the local derby against Pine Hills. Logan defeated South United, while Capalaba had a big victory against Toowong. Annerley had the bye. Logan and East are still neck and neck after wins on the weekend, with Annerley and Pine Hills the front runners to claim the other final spots. Capalaba will be looking to have a say in that though. So coming up on FB Media TV next week, our feature game is Round 18, Trophy Superstore Premier League, with Wolves hosting Ipswich Knights. And on the highlight show, it's action from the Brisbane Women's Premier League, Round 15, Logan FC against UQFC.